Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Audi 3000, and this is episode 71. Hello, and welcome yet again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. This is WTW Saturday on WTW TV and WTW Radio. I'm just going to go ahead and welcome my two amazing co-host today. How Spitz?
Dubs up, we here, baby.
Dubs up.
I brought them back.
Dubs up.
I brought them back. I love these episodes the most. So thank you guys for always coming, and
thank you for having us on again this week.
Of course, we like listening as well.
I mean, you guys forced me to have you guys back on.
Yeah,
Do that.
They were like, bring us back on, and I was just like, yeah, they were twisting my arm.
Come on,
I was like,
have us on. They didn't
can't-
have the visuals. We gotta be back on. You need to let them see us.
Oh, by the way, shout out to that. We didn't have the visuals for last week's episode, but it's all good. We got y'all this week.
And that's why I wanted to talk about something else. My bad, we didn't talk about it during our little
Pre-production.
yeah, pre-production this time.
Hey.
Was this
Off
like
the cusp right now? Okay.
Yeah, off the cuffer. Just I wanted to say thank y'all, because like with mental health issues and just like by ourselves, mentally I could have just like really destroyed myself and beat myself up the whole night, and at least counting to you two, being like, it's all right, it's okay, dog. Like, let's just keep it moving. Let's keep
on that bitch.
Yeah, let's keep on moving. Let's keep on doing it. And yeah, for real, man. And like, I just know that some people, they don't have those people around them. So if you have people that are always looking at the negative and always pointing towards some shit that like, no, you can't do this, yada yada yada, this, that, and the third. And of course, there's always criticism, and there's always people looking at things in a certain way and with their mental view. But then again, there's also someone that is just being negative and is tearing you down rather than building you up. Mm-hmm. So I just like to say thank y'all for being there for us. And now we live. Hold on a second again. Hey, we good.
All right, we good.
We good.
Are we in on clapping with me? Okay, that's cool.
Oh, my bad. At the bottom.
If you are listening to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever it is that you listen to us just on your headphones, thank you so much. If you're first time here, make sure that you subscribe to wherever it is that you're listening to us. On Apple Podcasts, leave a comment. On SoundCloud, leave a comment, leave a review.
Yes.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to tell a mom, an auntie, a cousin, anybody. If you're watching us on IGTV, thank you so much for tuning in. This is only the first 10 minutes of the episode, so make sure that you head on over to any of the other platforms that we do have, which also includes YouTube, so you can watch the rest of today's episode. That way you can see the rest of the foolishness that we're about to get into. Hav, thank you for opening up with mental health, because I think that's very important.
We don't touch on that.
We don't touch on that enough. Yes. Which brings us to the interview that we had an awesome review from Spitz last week, which was the Kanye interview that we got to see.
Now you can finally talk to us about it. Anything else that you felt like you left unsaid last week, or
no, I just personally, I just want to hear you guys' opinion, because
we've been dying to talk about this.
Facts. I've been dying to hear you guys' opinion.
How hasn't wanted to talk to me about it?
Because I just want to feel like this is fresh, and how I just want to get excited.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start.
First reactions.
This is awesome, because this is what we're starting with.
First reactions. The long sword kids.
The long sword kids for real. Da da da. And then Spitz is technically a longsword kid too, so for those of you that don't know, longsword is like our last name in English. Exactly, so yeah. Well, okay, so my first initial reaction, it was awesome with the way that he opened it. I love that, how he opened it, how he brought Kanye out and everything. I loved Kanye's confidence as a Gemini myself, and as a person who thinks crazy just as a human being. Like I felt like I just related a lot with him to a certain extent, I would say, as far as like maybe I can't relate to him on the aspect of him going to like the hospital and stuff like that, but as far as everything else, like I've always known that he's just a human. You know what I mean? He's just a human, just like all of us. And because he is who he is, whatever he is doing gets magnified in such an ugly way, because it's just like, why are you like that? Like, you're supposed to be this. And what's crazy is that speaking on Kanye and the way that how he put too, is that he's just like, oh, he's acting what is it, eradicating?
Yeah, he's acting erratic.
He's acting erratic, and it's funny because
ramped up or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
ramped up.
When you get ramped up,
and it's interesting because you see that, and you compare it to how other rappers are, and what other rappers are going through is not the same thing as him. Some rappers are going to jail, they're getting arrested, they're doing this. So then it's like, no matter what spectrum of in your mind that you are being ridiculed to the public.
Right.
For whatever it is, because somebody who goes to jail gets ridiculed all the time. So when you put that into, and then right now, like when someone is going through mental health, mental illness, or is suffering through a depression or through anxiety attacks and all this stuff, you're a prisoner of your own mind.
Yeah.
And then it's not worse. It's not, but you also have to look at it that way as well. So that's something that we're very big on here, is like empathizing with one another. That's one of the reasons why I broke down the human brain, so we can understand that. So, because for me, it was just like, there's a certain way as to why I feel this way, and there's a certain way as to why a male would feel a certain way. So, I love that he dressed him. I love that Kim was on there. I love that Chris was on there. I'm a really big Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan, so I love it. I saw his son, like his son looked identical to him, and I cannot wait to see the other baby that's there. But that's my initial thing. Like, I love it. Honestly,
I like the family.
David Letterman.
They're dope.
There was in certain parts that I felt triggered. I'm not gonna lie, just because of the type of person that I am, and some of the ways that, and some of the things that he was saying. I had honestly wish that someone from the hip hop culture would have gotten that type of interview, because I feel like there's somebody that could have. But he did an amazing job. That's just me, though.
He handled himself correctly.
Too, because there's certain things that he said that Kanye could have just flipped on him.
Yeah.
As a person who's not even like Kanye, I would have flipped. Like, and that's something that I feel that Kanye handled himself very well with. Yeah. That he didn't.
Man, like, for the beginning, at least the opening, I love how they opened it. It was showing at least the mind of Kanye West, because they opened it with like a nice little quote thing. So I always put like, dang, beautiful mind of Kanye West. And but I also felt that Dave was also being overly nervous, like, and I didn't like that. He was just like, I hope this goes good, I hope this goes bad,
or like he's so, like that he was scared.
Yeah, that he was scared, and it's like, yo, is he scared? Like, you know, like, so, and I didn't like that. I didn't like how he was just teeing that up like that.
Right.
You know, I felt like that was a knock. And personally, my favorite parts were the parts that didn't feel overly produced.
Yeah.
Which was outside of the interview, and they were in the space in front of that audience, because I felt like there's probably a lot of conversation that we didn't get to see.
Those cuts, bro. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you guys noticed that too.
There was cuts there.
There was cuts. We have a podcast. We noticed when there's a little snippet and something.
Oh yeah. We know our way around. You know, Final Cut Pro and all, and cutting something out. And we're back.
The truth. All right, go ahead.
And hold on. So with the cut, I thought everything else was like, you know, seeing inside the house and like the whole you know, him dressing him. I thought those were the best parts. A little bit like what you were saying about like his dad was just like that, being outspoken and out front, but his dad wasn't just as famous, or just didn't get as much trouble. So that's also the thing, like that we also have to think, like, if we put this magnifying glass on, magnifying glass
I like
on,
that he talked about that too.
And then also like I thought it was so funny. I wrote down here like that Kanye West learned like some facts on behind the music, because his mom got
like,
yeah. That was just
I would love
crazy.
To know what his mom is gonna, what my mom would say, like if they were to ask her, like facts. What she would say. But I also like, because you touched on that point, and I'm very grateful that you remembered that, because what really touched me was the whole like how he's perceived because of his mental health, and how he's a prisoner of his own mind in some sense because of how he's speaking, and you can just see that he has learned to do that. And something that he talks about is like, it's just in your generic code.
Yeah, he talked about that a lot, actually.
And then how his kids, he's just like, my kids are who they are. Like, they're just born like that. Like, there's nothing that we can really do about that. I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, like, I thought that was so cool, because it's kind of, and also, like, at least for me, you know, like, and I don't speak for, like, probably for myself, but maybe a lot of men like that feel the same way, that they don't want to end up like their dad, or feeling the same way, or doing the faults of their dad. But sometimes we have that genetic code, like how you was saying, so you kind of learn from that. And kind of like,
in you.
Yeah, it's in you, and you kind of like, I know that my dad would react this way, or, you know, like, or some way, you know, but like sometimes you just simply can't help it, because it's just like how you're built.
That was,
you know?
we went to the store yesterday, and I was like walking through the store and I was looking at certain things and I was just like, this is expensive and this is that. And so I was noticing like certain little things that I would say. I'll be like, yo, this is some shit my mom would say, or this is some shit my dad would say. Like that's something that like I noticed of myself. I was just like, oh girl, you gotta get over that. I wanted to, cause we were talking about this earlier about how our parents are like crazy. Yes. About like either us having a significant other.
That was I was about to write it down here. Yeah. About us having a significant. They want to know the plans. What the fuck is going on? Yeah. Space. What are you gonna say?
Yo, shit to get off the pot right now, kids. Like they're telling us like,
What said what?
That was a down south ass. That's some South Miami ass shit. Hold on. Say that twice, because we got some listeners that ain't from South Miami. So say that again. What was it?
Shit or get off the pot. You got get off the pot.
Shit, get off the pot. All right.
But in reference to like your parents, it's more like you're gonna shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting off that pot. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's just like a way to say like someone's trying to make you do something. But yeah, like speaking of that, man, like I went through that with my parents like all the time, and I just went through it recently with them, and it was funny because like I was speaking with my friend. He has a wedding this December, and he invited me to it, so I'm gonna go. And I was just speaking to him. I was like, yeah, man, that's cool. You know, you gotta lock him down. She's a good girl. Whatever.
Space can't wait to step in the name of love.
Yo, listen. Oh, hey, I like that. Hey, puns on deck, man. Talking about Punisher. So my mom's
like, there's a video of him on fucking New Year's Eve dancing to that shit.
That's right.
Go finish your thought. My bad.
But my mom, she hears me talking in the on the phone with my friend, and she's like, yeah, well, I can't wait to get my daughter-in-law. I'm like, okay, this conversation was between me and my friend here,
My friend's the one getting married, Mom.
Take this outside, come on, But it is something that being at this age, and your parents, they just want someone for you, and then they want grandbabies. That's why, so. I
mean, we're brother and sister, so
if you didn't know,
we get it.
Yeah, don't say.
We get it a lot. It's weird. First, actually, I feel like we get more of like, when can we retire? When can we leave?
The pressures of that,
we get like that pressure as well.
That pressure, and that like honestly, like, at least for my mental health, speaking about it a little bit, was just more like success wasn't shit unless that something happened.
Yeah,
so
unless that.
If y'all want to know why I go hard, that's one of the reasons why I also go hard too, to retire my parents and stuff, but. They also wanted, and I know at least for a woman, so Claudia, I want you to touch on that, because I know like with women, it's also just like an expectation of like where they need to be at, and they're really counting your years in that sense, because with men, you could probably get with a younger woman, this, another, so I know it's probably a little bit pressure, so how do you...
Yeah, and your girl's turning 30 tomorrow, so...
Yep.
The big 3-0.
The big 3-0, the 30. You better reach one more year, and then you reach your million minutes on Earth.
Oh, that's true. I remember you telling me that. So, I'm gonna be 30, and well, technically, I guess I am, because I don't know. Anywho, happy birthday to me! Happy birthday! Y'all suck, man.
The CAB calling me.
Okay, so for me, at 30, my mom was pregnant with me. She was already married with my dad. She had been married with my dad for 2 years. So I have that pressure to where it's just like, oh, your mom at this age had this, and my dad was younger when he had me, so it's like there's always that pressure too. So for me, what happens is I feel like even in a Hispanic household, it's just like you stay with your parents until you like get married, and it's just like, well, what if I never want to get married, but I just want to leave y'all? So there's just so many different things that as a woman you think about, like you see your friends having kids, and you see your friends having babies, and then you have they're getting married, and then your parents are on the back end, and they're not getting any younger either, so they're just like, yo, where is our grandkid? My mom, every time that I go out, I don't go out to get guys, you guys, but every time that I go out, my mom is just like, oh, did you meet any guys? Were there boys?
Scouting report.
Did you dance with any boys? And it's just like, first of all, ill. It's too damn hot to be there.
No, but it's the same thing. Like, at least with the mom, but would tell you, hey, so what's going on? They always want like an update. What's going on? What prospects or what do we got lined up? Type shit. And it's just it's a little awkward conversation a little bit, you know, with your parents, but also I think like they want to see that. But why is it that like in society that's what like our ultimate goal is? And like, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want kids and I want to reproduce, you know, like, and I definitely want that experience. But why are we rushing to get there?
We can go back to the whole Kanye interview, what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like the you know, like the narrative. You feel me? Like everyone thinks you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to be married at this point. You're supposed to have kids at this point. Like, you know, like you have to.
You're supposed to graduate. You're supposed to have a mortgage by this time. You know, like all this.
Go to college. You know, get a degree.
But you know what's crazy is that they don't
collect up all this debt.
Yeah, but the thing is that's crazy is that they don't teach you how to be a better person.
Oh no.
That's the craziest thing is like they'll tell you like you have to get married, you have to do this, you have to do this, but when it comes to like your mental health, like that's a stigma. That's something that we can't discuss. Like, oh, you're feeling like you have all of these things happening to you right now, but then there's you know like you're also, you know, you're having anxiety, you know, you're going through, you know, panic attacks, and you're going through so many things as you're going through these stages in life, and nobody talks about them and nobody recognizes them. Nope. So it's like, how are you going to expect me to live to a certain expectation that you want me to have if you're not even trying to break the cycles in your own mind? You know what I mean? And then you're putting and you're projecting all of those things onto me because at that age you were there. And it's just like, it doesn't work that way. I have an aunt who taught me, she's just like, yo, we don't all have the same, you know, like clock. We don't. Right. Because for me, it could be that like, yeah, like I do want to get married. I want this, but at the end of the day, I don't have that control either.
Our time is
yeah,
different.
Because like it's been written since I was born how my life is going to be. So how am I supposed to,
our stories
you know,
are
like
all different. Our stories are all different.
Where the fuck is the fun in that? But it's so true. In education, I wanted to touch on this for a little bit. Can you put that thing on me? I don't even know how to do it. Hey, go ahead, floss real quick. Okay, just go ahead. Right, you wanted to talk about it, you know. I don't even know how to do it. No, let me see this real quick.
I just got an Apple Watch, guys.
Let me see this real quick. But what I want to talk about is like we want mental health and all that stuff is always put onto the side, right? It's pushed to the side, and then we want to know the square root of 92. But we got all this anxiety built up. No one's talking about it. All these emotions, shit. Let alone hormones for a young lad going to school. But imagine for a female experiencing her first period. You know, like
traumatizing.
All this shit that's happened, and you know, sometimes that happens in class, bro. You know, or sometimes that happens on the way to, you know, like, so it's like, imagine all that. And I mean, yeah, they probably do have a, you know, older woman. That case, I mean, yeah, they probably have an older woman to speak to them about this, and like, you know, it's nothing big or crazy, you know, like it's supposed to happen. But not even just that, like just other things that happen in life, you know. You know, someone saying no to you, you know, or or getting bullied, you know,
or not having enough friends, or
not even feeling smart enough, bro. Like you feel like you're trying and you're still getting D's and C's.
Everyone,
you know, like
is learning, you know, at a quicker pace than you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, so you got to watch the Wu-Tang documentary that I've been raving about. Have you guys gotten to see it, Spence, or no?
I actually seen 3 episodes. Let me not count.
There's 4.
And it's the weirdest thing because the episode I didn't see is 3. Oddly enough.
He saw 3 episodes and didn't see 3. That's crazy.
Because I saw 1, 2, and 4. And really why I wanted to mention this is just because I think there's a deeper conversation. It's sometimes like, you know, this whole Duck T shit, you know, kind of thing, and like the Wu-Tang and seeing those compare and contrasting shit to it. But with RZA and just like him basically saying like his worst fear is not being like kind of like acknowledged for the work that he's done, you know, and like that's kind of like a conversation that sometimes we come up across
always.
And but I feel like it's darker too because I feel like and my dad also like I see this in him at his fault too, like a little bit with Kanye, and I see it in myself too. Like we give with expectation, and it's so hard to give without expecting something in return, or kind of like the give and take model. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you this, then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna give you that, you know, like, and you know, I just feel like that's hard, and I think that everybody could, you know, experiences this, you know, like it's hard, even down to relationships, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna compromise this situation, and then that person seems not to compromise for any of your situations or anything like that, and I just feel like, damn, bro, like, it's so hard to. But I'm gonna practice it more, and I'm gonna try to be better at just giving, and not expecting anything. You know, and at least someone that I do that with is my boy Ishi. Like, it's kind of like we do, and I feel like at least on my end, I don't expect anything back or in return of it, you know, type of thing.
Shout out to Ishi.
Shout out to the Liquid.
And the Liquid podcast.
And the NWO podcast.
And the NWO podcast.
Oh, yeah. Them niggas got opinions.
See?
I can say it.
Spitz! Damn, see?
Fuck, you're right. Say it louder so they can hear you.
I can say it.
Plus, what up, man? Hopefully we can
Yo,
wake up in a
what
while.
up? Y'all boys already. Y'all
For
boys
real,
snapping.
they're so funny.
Yeah,
Actually, something that I wanted to go ahead and like maybe break down, because do you know somewhat of the story of like Wu-Tang and what has happened?
Not even back. I mean, look, even back when I was like, cause obviously I'm an old fart. But like even when it was like being big back when I was younger, I didn't get into them. But I know like it's like a facts.
You didn't know the daily mathematics?
No. No. Like but I knew that it was big.
Bruh.
Anything that was like something that was like real, like I mean when
That shook the culture.
right, like that was the first. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's how I see that.
Because everybody was wearing their you know, their Wu wear and stuff like that.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, because I feel like, not thinking about it, Wu was like drilled in my head, you know, because like, because then I had. Sosa,
I didn't understand it, but I know what you're talking about.
You know,
like when I seen people doing,
yeah,
you know,
like
with the
Sosa was
shit.
working the screw, so like he kind of got it in my brain, you know. And then I had my boy I used to get on the bus out to the Metro Day bus.
Shout out to the school system.
And like, you know, it was like your homie that you haven't seen in a minute too. Like, you know, like it's been like 2 years you haven't seen him, and then hey yo, then like, you know, you got guys is like catch, you know, on the same route sometimes or whatever. And then he used to play some. He used to give me some mathematics. So all right. But it wasn't really until my boys, Jonathan and Justin Lopez out there in the Bay, you know, shout out to Upstairs Records and all that, that really was just like, yo, Wu is really the shit. Because that purple tape, that only built for Cuban Link shit, and this was like the first time I was sipping Henny, bro. I don't sipping Henny at the coffee bug, you know what I mean? Like, so I was just like, it's like straight. And that shit, like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Wu was everything. And then also, like, Liquid Swords. And going into Ghostface and all Method Man to Cal, all that shit, and just like really getting to know it and just seeing like, damn, like just the structure of music and RZA being the genius that he is, you know, he's an ill swordsman, you know, like as they would say, you know, like it's just and like just that mastermind, and then there's just that collective of that, and like, man, if anyone could do it, they could do it, because if you think about it, all the shit that the Wu been through, never broke up, not like that, never like that. But I think also they had the understanding of, all right, we in a group. But we also got our own shit, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
That's one of the things.
Same thing with us, man.
Yeah, because to me it's crazy, because they're like the first group to have a contract of just the group of all of them, and then all of them have their own separate record label contracts. For me, I'm just or with the label. For me, I'm just a hip hop like fan. So I just always knew that Wu-Tang was like very big in hip hop. Like it shook the culture. So for me, being a person who loves the history of hip hop, it was just like it's just a group that you have to know about. Like if you don't know who Wu-Tang is, or if you don't know their backstory, what they came from, and all this stuff, then you should. Because it's a really big part of hip hop. They did just like how there's rappers in Miami that have shooken up the culture, or like even and rappers in the Bay Area and Houston and LA. Like there's so many different parts of the country that have helped shape hip hop, and I feel like Wu-Tang is one of those like.
And no matter who it was one artist you could latch onto, you know? Was it?
Yeah, for me it was always Method Man.
Or it could be ODB for a quick second.
ODB,
and then it would be fucking Ghostface, you know, all of a sudden.
Because Ghostface, there was a time I remember when I was like, during the time that my love for hip hop was evolving, I remember Ghostface just dropping a whole bunch of like, kind of like not poppy songs, but songs that were kind of like for the ladies type of thing. So where it was, you remember those?
Yeah.
Facts.
They were like some like good, but they were good records. They always had a dope beat.
Yeah, so you always knew it was just like, oh, that's Ghostface. He's in Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was like that one. It was like projects from that. So then once you hear a song like that, and then you find out that this artist has been around for a very long time, it's just like, oh, I want to know what's up with them. What else they got going on.
That's true. You know, like, cause like at least hip hop when us coming in, you know, there was just like artists that like been in the game for a minute. You kind of want like need to know about. You know, like even in the earlier 2000s, you know, because you already had like Busta Rhymes was already doing this thing, you know,
yeah,
like, was already doing this, or Jay-Z, Nas, you know, like they had,
and they were new.
they're like new art, you know, like we listen to Big Pimpin', but it's just like, yo, you don't know that Jay-Z the Reasonable Doubt, you know, like so it's just like, dang, okay, like you know, like you think that new Nas is ill, you know, the I know I can, or like that one mic, you know, that it's like, yo, you don't know about this, and it's like, damn, okay, you know, so. That's how it is with hip hop, and that's what's beautiful about it.
No, yeah, it's like something you can gravitate towards, you can relate to. You know?
But yeah, so you guys go ahead and make sure you guys check that out. To me, I liked it because I feel like it.
Well, I guess I'll check it out now since you know you
we
guys
done
are
sold
like,
your spits.
Well, not really sold me. You guys like grabbed my arm, twisted it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
made me come on the show.
Broke that shit.
I told him you don't know hip hop if you don't know this story.
I was like, damn.
You don't even know the mathematics.
You don't even know the mathematics.
I was a big hip hop head. She's like, you don't know. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna do it. I got you.
I mean, I just feel like that's just something that's important. Like,
nah, big time.
As a hip hop fan, like you just gotta know, and then as a hip hop fan and as a rapper, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who owns his own company, like Worth the Wait Records, which you guys are tuned into WTW TV and WTW Radio. Make sure that you guys go ahead and check out our website, WTWRecords.com, where you can get all the merchandise. We didn't even let these people know what we dropped this week.
Yeah, so what we dropped this week is basically another 3 videos that we usually do for every project. And what we've been trying to do ever since, I guess, Kingdom Hearts, since I've been doing when I did that one. Basically, like, kind of getting, like, some visuals to, like, rather than just slapping the cover on there. You know, put the picture up. Like, just put the picture up, you know, right. do some shit that kind of go with the songs. And we're just going to do the next 3, which is Black Balloons, Love is War, and Cross. Yeah, so we're gonna drop that, and then this Saturday I think it's gonna be something for Layback's project, Layback June. It's the second one that we did. We did it also last year June, but this month basically Layback month. You know, so fall back just before the summer.
Facts.
Nice, and Spitz is out here promoting his project La Vida Bella. Still. Don't forget
still
it.
Available. We got all sizes. We're actually gonna fix that in the shout out to guys. We're gonna fix that in the store. Make sure that you guys
could have at least told us if y'all was trying to shop and the shit wasn't working.
Yeah. So
should have
known, you know.
But you're because I need you guys to go check out Friend Zone.
Yeah, check out Friend Zone. Friend Zone's still climbing up, so check that out. Spam, like that, share that.
Facts.
Friend Zone.
It's at 1,200 views. Mm-hmm. Yo, shout out to y'all for streaming that.
Our third most viewed video.
The every time we crack a milestone, we want to try to celebrate it. So we thank y'all for getting us to 1,200. Like I said,
one step closer and quitting our jobs, man. Thank y'all.
I'm just saying, just please stream as much as you can and everyone share too.
Hey, so what do you guys do to like when you feel overwhelmed? Like when you feel like there's too much going on, like I guess to like relax or like you time, what do you do?
I personally like I like go to the crib and just like I just go to the crib and shut everything off and just like just probably smoke a J to myself.
That's why I'm laughing because that's like what I do.
It has to be. I mean, like
he was like not trying to say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm not trying to say. Like, cause I'm trying to say like, okay, what is Spitz really gonna say here?
But I have to like just have like pure silence and shut myself off from like going on the internet and everything, like, and just take at least an hour or 2 away from that and come back.
Like regroup.
What's the question again though?
Overwhelmed.
Like, what do you do when you're like overwhelmed or like you feel like anxiety or?
Well, there's 2 things, and sometimes, this first method usually doesn't work out. But my first method is always it's not as big as it is. Just keep on working. Like overwhelmed. Like if you just keep on, one task at a time, one move at a time, basically. But when that doesn't,
I do that.
Yeah, when that doesn't work, and shit is really hitting the fan. What I really do is, I think I lean to y'all probably for support. In the same sense how I was saying in the beginning of the episode. probably like, what do you guys think of this? Or like, if I can't figure something out, I remember that, gang talk basically came across to that, so just talking it out basically, or just seeing it. Sometimes hearing how stupid you sound it helps you out tremendously. So I'll say that.
I'm really big on what.
Not to take that lightly, because I know there's some people. My bad. Because I know there's some people, in some cases that, that works for me. That works.
Oh,
for me,
for sure. Because I'm the type of person that there's just some things that I would just rather not talk to anybody about. Especially when I feel a little overwhelmed, when I feel like I need to disconnect from the world, I will disconnect from the world, and I will just go into my room, or I'll go work out, or I'll go do something that's productive. To me, sleeping is productive.
And I was overwhelmed about that, and you just simply said, just go sleep, and I just felt like you feel a little guilty, not like guilty, but I'm ready to be up too, sleep for me, I'll kind of throw it to the wayside,
You need to sleep.
But yeah, that's what they would tell me,
do not listen to Steve Harvey. He's a lie, okay?
Steve Harvey don't got jobs.
Yeah, for real. But Steve,
8 hours, my ass.
Steve Harvey's
man. You need to sleep. You need to sleep to give the mind time to regenerate, man.
Yeah.
It rests. You feel me? Like, and it works better when it has enough rest. You feel me? Like, so that bullshit about like, you feel me, working 24 fucking hours. Like, I'm looking at fucking like millionaires like saying like, yo, you're gonna fucking work harder to fix it. If you don't have the right amount of sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you're fucking double working yourself, so get some sleep, take time to get away from stuff. Vacations are good. It is beneficial. People, I don't need a fucking vacation. Yes, the fuck you do. You sound like the Grinch.
I need vacation, like, bitch. I'm going on vacation, and I'm gonna need a vacation from the vacation.
It's a big fact.
That's true.
So we all know that there's always like summertime movies, and there's always movies coming out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Spitz mentioned earlier that Jumanji 2 is coming out, and you guys were super excited about this.
No, I wasn't excited about it. I was in question about it.
Yeah, because basically
you're on my side.
I was like,
this is Jumanji 3.
Listen, hold on. The reason why I was in question of it is because like how you would think of it, like how I'm thinking. Like I'm like, yo, I didn't think the first one was good. So why do we get to a second one
with the Rock and Kevin Hart? Because I don't know that if you get me confused with like, hold up, the first Jumanji is shit.
Because I said that
Robin
they were.
Williams.
I said fuck both of them.
You said fuck both of them. Claudia Roof was out here. You said Robert who?
I said
he been robbing us from our childhood. That's what Claudia said.
Say that. I did not
say
had a whole
16. I thought I was like, damn.
People got the bag, the bit at
like, do I throw shook ones on? Like, what's going on? Quiet Storm? Like, where we going? I needed to know. Claudia was like, fuck both of them. They can have both of them, throw them in the tritty. I love you. Mañana.
You're gonna make me.
But I can't believe they're doing the second one on this one. But it was really good in the box office, man. And that's the thing about fucking Hollywood, man. If it does good in the box office,
let me tell you why it did good is because it has The Rock and it has Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
No.
Hey, look. Hey, shout out to you though. You know what I'm saying, Kevin Hart, because I made you taller, dog.
Facts.
Fucking, but they're two of the biggest stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, no knock on them, but. Like,
people are gonna go watch it because
they're gonna watch it because of them.
They're the biggest superstars right now.
Yeah, like,
biggest.
And
sure.
that that's the trick. That's that's like a little glitch in the game that they're using right there. So for them to get to 2, I'm just like, damn, more power to them. But R.I.P. Robin Williams, man, because like personally, that's my favorite one. It's always gonna be my favorite one. Like,
y'all need to stop that.
I seen it. I thought it was okay. Like, I thought it was all right.
I didn't see this one because I thought it was gonna be trash.
But when I was listening to sports radio, shout out to sports radio because that's what the fuck I listen to. Shout out to fucking sports radio.
What station for the people?
It is 560 QAM for me.
You should start your own like podcast here of just sports.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Clyde, don't be telling them the plans.
And sports with Spitz. We're gonna have to edit this out.
But I was listening to them and they was basically saying, like, one of the hosts, he was saying, he likes that one better than the original one. And, like, everyone else, the producers and everyone was getting on him, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, And I'm sitting listening, and I'm thinking like, yo, hit him harder.
Yeah,
You're not hitting him hard enough.
Because I wish I was in Claudia's position where it's like fucking both. But I'm just like, no. Like I'm just like,
no.
Like, what are you talking about?
Be more decisive.
You're sick, baby. You need to go to the nearest hospital and get yourself checked because that's happening with you.
Oh man.
I mean, I saw the first one and it is cool, but those type of movies never like got me.
I feel that. So what type of movie does Claudia or Audi the Ambition? Audi the Ambition Hour.
Okay,
what can get? Hey, look, fellas.
Fellas, just free game. Just free game for y'all.
Movie nights. I'm saying movie nights. Better be a good classic,
They trying to get me up with somebody on my own show.
Matchmake.
Well, let's relax. Let's relax. Hold on. This is episode 71.
You gotta relax. Okay.
Looking.
Well, I like one of my favorite movies is Wedding Crashers.
Claudia, thank you so much for saying this. I walk in and ask Claudia a simple question. This movie was playing. We literally had a conversation. We're just like, bruh, everybody in this movie steals the movie.
Yeah.
Down to the best man of the speech. Down to the mom, the grandma.
The
fucking pastor
the butler.
The butler.
All of them played the shit out of their parts.
The friends.
The redhead. Yeah, the friends. The friends of Brad.
Make it clown, man.
Oh my god.
You stupid hyena.
or even in the beginning of the fucking I want the dogs or whatever when they're getting divorced.
Yeah. The fucking divorced couple. The fucking hillbilly.
Yeah, you fucking hillbilly. I didn't even know what that means.
Even his assistant. Even his Vince Vaughn's assistant. Yeah. She's like, you sure you don't want me to hook you up with your friend?
Yeah. Will Ferrell's mom. Like everybody. The sons. This is the dad. Like, come on, man. That's a classic. Wedding Crashers.
We can go down.
Yo, I watched the whole movie.
Wedding Crashers and everything else.
So Wedding Crashers is definitely one of my favorite movies ever because it's just so fucking funny.
Period.
I do love like the Fridays and stuff. I like funny. Like I also love a lot of like. Well, I feel like I'm just gonna like say the type of movies that I like. The movie that I like.
Free game, fellas. Free game. Write it down.
Wedding Crashers, okay.
I like Brown Sugar. That's a really good movie. Like, I love Best Man. I like The Wood.
Anything with
I'm just saying.
Anything with Tay Diggs.
I'm just saying. This smells like soul food, people. It smells real soul foody.
It's basically
Selena.
any movie that.
Do you like soul food?
Yeah,
do you like the movie Soul Food?
And any of the cast members, any movie that they're in, Claudia's in. Claudia's game for it.
I love like romantic shit, but I love shit that makes me laugh. Yeah, I love shit that makes me laugh too. I just like to laugh. Like Jumanji is cool and all, but like all that shit is just like, and it's like fake. I don't know. It's just fake.
My bad, dog. But Claudia's such a gangster. She died at the end of Notorious.
I cried. Thanks. I cried at the end of Notorious.
Damn.
If we only knew. After life after death.
I'm just saying, it gets you. It built you up, and then you're just like, damn, wait, hold on.
Young.
He was dead.
And they drove him around.
I was just
Brooklyn.
watching. They made me believe he was alive. Come on,
Diddy had him now.
I should have paused it. Damn. Should have paused it.
They drove him around Brooklyn, and then someone played Hypnotize. I lost it.
I didn't see Behind the Musics, the Driven, or whatever that thing was called. The countless little independent Notorious Big movies. Notorious Big. My bad, y'all.
Oh my god, someone has to take over for a little bit, cause.
Oh man. Oh no, that's what I was gonna mention. I was gonna mention the Notorious.
That shit was funny. All right, calm down. I'm back. You see, this is why it's good and like bad, cause y'all see like me like I like.
Y'all see, I don't think y'all ever seen Claudia's head down for so long, but this ankle right here is everything. You know?
Facts.
We might be on for the next episode. So
that's just funny. Okay. So we talked about this a little bit last week, but I feel because I was listening back to the episode, that's how you know it's a good episode when you listen to it and you like kind of like see what what we didn't say because we just have so many like inside conversations before conversations. Something that we didn't really touch up on a lot was the follower count.
Right.
And kind of like how you made that revelation to me. I'm actually ready to talk a little bit more about it, but I kind of wanted you to like break that down so that way we know what you said.
To bring it back, the follower count goes as like, if a girl had like, all right, one time like I was seeing this girl, she was speaking to me in the DMs. And like my like I was telling my sister, like I was like, yo, like I don't know if I want to like date this girl, and she's like, why? And I was like, man, she has like 22,000 followers or whatever. And she's like, oh, you think, you know, it matters how many follower accounts she got? And I'm like, yeah, it does. Like, yes, it does. Like it does to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it, like no matter however you look at it, you're gonna look at the simple fact of, okay, she has 20-something thousand followers. You're gonna check her pictures. Oh my god, she has like 650 likes. She has 1,000 likes or whatever. You're like, yo, she has that attention that she wants or whatever. And she could get it from any guy. So why the fuck she gonna get it from me? And plus, you know, like I don't got that many followers anyway. So she's like, yeah,
is that the deeper, darker criminal?
He's just a little bum.
Is that why you don't like it? Because you don't have as many like that.
No. It's not about. Well, damn, that's
okay.
Wow, that's just like being like, yo, you ain't got that much money, boy.
You trying to be Charlemagne over here.
Can't take me out.
So
nowhere.
what are you doing for?
No, I'm just saying, like it's more of a like I say, like no matter how you women look at it, you feel me, like having that many followers, you feel me, like it makes, even if it would make a guy that has fucking, what if a guy has fucking like 1 million followers, you feel me? And he's like, hell no, I ain't talking to no chick that got 100,000 or whatever, you feel me? Like he's like, yo, I'm gonna talk to like a regular girl that, you feel me, has like probably like 1,000 followers or something like that.
Now this is with only online interactions, because like
period.
Okay, but I also feel like, what happens if you meet like someone, you know, you meet someone and you know you guys vibe or whatever like that, even get the number, and then later on you see their social media and then she got this enormous amount of followers or whatever like that. But she's doing it different, you know what I mean? Or like she got a business thing that she's kind of doing, or maybe she's not showing her body off like any you know, like not every other girl.
Well, see, and that's the thing that
she's doing that, you know, is that okay?
We need to get back to this of what he's saying. If you meeting people, you know what I'm saying, like, and it's genuine, you feel me? It's nothing for a person to like accept that or whatever, you feel me? But I'm just saying, like, yo, it's a part of the game to get prejudged. You're gonna get prejudged, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna get prejudged by having a little amount of followers. Like, I be in the comments and niggas be saying shit, and niggas be coming back responding like, yo, you should say shit. You ain't got no followers. like that shit is like real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be like, yo, why you saying shit? You following 1,000 and something people and you got 100 followers. Like, niggas be really looking at that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah,
like
that's social currency.
No matter how, no matter however you want to like try to like not really think it affects someone that's gonna approach you or not, it is, you know, it can approach you in a good way, and it might not, you know, like affect you at all in some cases, and then in some cases it will in a negative way.
For me, I just feel like, first of all, I fuck Instagram. That's just how I feel the majority of the time. But I'm very grateful for Instagram and the platform that it has been throughout, I would say, about 8 years of my life right now, because I did use it a lot when I was doing Herbalife, and it helped me a lot with reaching a lot of people, and it allowed me to have a platform that expressed a lot of like you know, positivity, eating well, working out, and all these things. And then now it's helping me with the podcast. I apologize. It's helping me with the podcast, and you know, just getting that out there as well. So that's I say that in a way that it's like I say fuck it, but at the same time it's like I'm so grateful for it. But the reason why I say that is because of that. Because I see how, like, if a guy really likes me, he's going to not want to talk to me because I have a certain amount of followers. I can't change that. You know what I mean? The only thing that I could do is just take it for what it is. So something that I mentioned when we had the conversation was, So if a guy really likes me and he could possibly be the reason why he won't approach me is because I have a certain amount of followers. So then for me, it's just like, why do I want this platform that a man is not going to talk to me because of that? You know, we can say, oh no, but you can meet somebody the old-fashioned way, but the old-fashioned way is not how it's happening.
Right, but like, I mean, what I'm saying, like, then you find out later, you know, like, so let's say, you know, you out, you know, and you end up talking to someone, or, you know, you're at a party or whatever like that, and then they find out later that you have these amount of followers, right? Because I feel what you're saying, because you're kind of like, why are you hating on me and my follower account when you trying to do the same thing? Like, if you had the chance to get 30,000 followers, you would fucking get 30,000 followers, like, right or wrong. You know, like, people, you know, we're intrigued with that, especially at least for, you know, gentlemen like me and Spitz, you know, like, we artists, we trying to get as many people that we can engage with our music, you know, and build this community, this T-Dub fam, and get more people.
No, but it's always different for women, though.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Like, no matter how,
obviously.
Like, yeah, it's like, not to put you in that, you know, area, but to...
You already put me in it.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna, like, be honest.
That's why she's triggered.
That's why I'm triggered.
Yeah, I know. Like, no matter how we, like, try to, like, spin it or flip it, like, men are going to, you know, prejudge that. You feel me? And then you're gonna have the men, you know, like, that are brave enough to do it, but then these fuckers are fucking scumbags. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
The ones who be the bravest be the ones who shouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
damn, what does that make me? I shouldn't be a brave one either.
Well, shooters gonna shoot, Claudia.
No, women. What the thing?
Well, I'm very selective.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, because the thing about anytime a woman shoots their shot, they usually get, you know what I'm saying, like, what they shooting for. You feel me? Depending on.
Sometimes, I mean, I've spoken with some women, you know, that they either you know, stick their, you know, a moment of vulnerability, they'll put themselves out there, and
but it's not too many people.
all of them. That's why.
Yeah.
Damn. It's.
You can come over. It's all right. I got trees.
I mean,
Netflix,
like,
not DVDs.
This guy, trees and Netflix. Oh yeah, local trees and Netflix.
Hey, trees and Netflix is lit though.
Yeah,
no,
order
but
pizza.
I think that, like,
we don't even gotta be dating.
Is that a date?
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that.
It could be a date.
We can talk about that.
That's a chill session. I just think that
but
it's not that many women that, you know, shoot their shots, and I'm not encouraging them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, our like, when you were speaking about that, I totally understand that. You feel me? Like, I totally understand that about, like, to shoot your shot to a guy and, like, for it not to be happening. You're just like, yo, are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like, being a woman. You feel me? So, like, if you do have that confidence as a woman, knowing that, like, this is actually gonna work, and it's actually gonna, like, you know, this is the guy, and, you know, he's gonna, you know, gonna respond back to you in a good way. Go ahead, shoot your shot. You know, but every woman, please listen to me right now, and I'm telling you, like, yo, bro, just play dead. You know, like, you know, you want to get caught out here by these hunters, you know, play dead. You know, play a little more dead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
play a little more dead.
Don't you know, like, you know, you got the ones that shoot they shot, they the one that walk up to the hunters, you know, they like, hey, nigga, shoot me. You know, like, hey,
I'm trying to get killed.
They like, I'm trying to get you shot. I'm trying to be shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if like, maybe, you know, smile a little more, you feel me? Like, you know, cause y'all be looking at us, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, bro. Like, y'all women are so fucking slick, bro. Y'all look at us and think that's a shot. Like, you get me what I'm saying, Hob? Like, I'm dead serious. Like, am I lying?
Free game.
Like, no smiling or nothing. They done, you know what I'm saying, and went through, like, 3 lifetimes with you already. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, but they got this like straight face or whatever. You just like, oh, damn. And then they look away. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's my shot, nigga. You better bring your ass over here and talk. It's like, damn.
Bro, they already saw the good way to end, the bad way to end, and the way it's not gonna happen.
I don't know, cause sometimes I just smile. Like, I'll just smile, or
that's why, like,
that's what I mean. Smile more, ladies.
I'm a little. The thing is that I'm trying to get out of my shell, because I feel like I've been going through this whole, like, okay, this whole social media thing, and, like, maybe finding someone through social media, or, like, when I go out, like, it's very weird to be dating and you actually have to be going on dates. But it's a weird time to be dating.
Talk about it
right now because of how everything is. It's just like you don't really know where it is that you're going to meet the next person that you're going to date. Right. Like myself, the last time that I guess like something progressed between me and a dude was because I complimented him. I said, "Hey, you smell good."
You smell me?
Oh, you mean somewhere in boat?
Yeah. Oh, you mean someone in public?
Well, I can't smell them through the phone.
Yeah, I was
Soldier
just
Boy
gonna
ain't
say,
come
yo,
up with
how
that
did
yet.
you?
Oh, that's
like,
funny.
Yo, what app you got?
You slide in the DMs. Oh, you smell good.
You be like,
hey,
ooh, you smell good, boy. Like
you smell good.
Or you
like,
look like you
what?
smell good.
Oh,
yo, see,
that's
the game
taste.
right there. That's
that
the game right there.
That
yo, you
is
look
game.
like you smell
You
like
look
a
like
lotus flower,
I just want
baby.
to smell you.
You lotus flower smelling you.
I don't know. That's like when a man smells good, I'd be like, "Oh boy, come here." So yeah, so
that's
I'm
free
like,
game
so
too.
then
But
that's
you know
like
the
how
woman that smell like cocoa butter, like you kind of could tell sometimes, like,
Ooh,
I know
yeah.
she smell like that good cocoa butter too.
I'm telling you.
she moisturizes.
She moisturizes.
She got that soft
I
skin.
love moisturizing
Her
too.
skin soft.
Don't touch my skin though. Like don't
touch her hair either.
Don't
I'm
be
telling
on
you.
some like.
Just don't touch her.
Just, if you don't know me, just
Stay the hell
don't
back.
fucking touch me.
Stay back.
Stay back.
Stay back unless I smile at you.
But you say you smile for no reason, though. Sometimes.
True.
You gotta smile a little harder.
Mixed signals, fellas.
You know what? Because Wale, that's what he has. He like really hates Geminis because of that. He says that there's like mixed signals and crazy emotions and like all this crazy shit.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've dated 2 Geminis before, so like.
There's a Gemini you love. Put the name in the comments, please.
It's not like. I don't know. I don't know how to like describe them as in like when you're dating them or whatever. I could tell you for sure they fucking crazy as hell, like for sure. But as far as like if you're trying to speak. Like holla at a Gemini woman, I don't know, like, cause I don't really be doing too much of that. So, I wouldn't know how would they be if you were trying to holla at them. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever dated a Gemini woman.
He's had enough with me.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, cause yeah, but that whole zodiac sign shit, like looking at like like kind of like, do I got a shot with this person type shit? I don't know. I mean, like it's.
I don't believe it because, like I said, I dated 2 Geminis and they say I'm not comparable with them.
And you can't love with these guidelines. You know what I mean? It's just like when you create a song. You know what I mean? You can't create and just be like, yo, it's got to be this, and this type of way. You know what I mean? You love the longest. Same thing with without expectation. Baby.
The longest relationship I was in was with a person that had the same sign as me.
The what?
Same sign as me. Cancer?
So it's like, and people are always like, oh, don't date your same sign.
Same
so it's like it's a crap of shit sometimes.
For real, I might need a Libra because I need someone that's as upbeat as me and all that type of shit. You know?
Okay, so real quick, as soon as I find interest in a person and I am able to find out their birthday, I'm like, what sign are they?
Oh my god, stop it.
I need to find out what sign they are.
But a lot of girls are like that, though.
And then I read her compatibility, and I'm just like, oh, this shit might not work. He's not the one, bitch.
I'm romantic like
I'm gonna just be real though, bro. You feel me? Like it's a high chance every woman you're gonna find, as soon as you say something in particular, they're gonna be like, "What's your sign?" I'm sorry, like, because it always happens to me. Like every time I say something in specific, they're like, "What's your sign?" It's because like women read into that so much that they know certain traits of signs. So when they hear something, they're thinking like he's probably this, and they probably got like 2 signs in their head. And so as soon as you say your sign, they're like, "Oh, I know it." You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. They've ran over
thing. I mean, at least
so much.
For me, like kind of like where you're from. Because like Nicaraguense men have a certain stigma, same thing with like Dominican man, Colombian man, like all that shit. So like they're like trying to see what you are, or like recently I got like Middle Eastern, shout out to everybody. It's Hav, not Nav. Like God, you guys gotta relax. But
they can't ask me where I'm from if they don't know I'm black by looking at me.
Well, what was it that Plus said?
You
black, or how black are you?
What level of black?
Yeah, or yeah, what level? You like logic level or like?
Logic level.
Damn.
Something that, dang, I was gonna bring up. I just thought about it right now. I'm so annoyed now.
We're talking about zodiac signs.
We were talking about
where you're from.
No. So something that I wanted to do was talk because it's gonna come back to me is the question of the week that I had asked on my Instagram page.
Oh yeah, let's get those results. What was the question of the week? It was
date night is important in a relationship no matter how long y'all been together. I asked if everybody agreed and 90% said yes and 10% said no. Literally 5 people said no.
5 people said no. And what was the question again?
Is date night important in a relationship no matter how long y'all been together?
Hell yeah.
So wait, like date night, okay, selecting a day and that's the night?
That's the night that you guys go like do something.
Do something?
And it's a date, yeah.
So like what about like I don't know, like so like okay, what's considered a date? Dinner?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's a date, but that's the problem. Like creativity is always lost.
What about running errands? That's kind of low key a date, or that's not a date?
See,
that's not.
You're crapping the shit right now.
I'm crapping the shit. I'm saying because like you run the errands and then all of a sudden y'all end up at Outback or some shit, and then that turns into that.
Nah, I'm more along the lines of like,
that doesn't fly. I'm reaching here, guys. I'm just trying to see what a date is.
You can do like the dinners. You know what I'm saying? You can do like something creative at the house or whatever. You feel me? Like playing down with movies or whatever. Like like
is
something.
That a date? So like
that's what I'm saying. Like it's
smoking trees, watching Netflix, and getting a pizza. That's a date.
That question is for.
I think it's important, but I'm just saying. Like I know, like there's so many.
The question is for spending time together. That's the question. That's
and automatically it's a relationship. I mean, yeah,
taking time out to actually just keep the Kindle going. You know what I'm saying? That's what the question really is for.
Yeah, it's like for me, like I would want, especially if me and my husband have kids. I would want a night where it's just like me and him, like, you know, like acting like boyfriend and girlfriend type shit. You know what I mean? Like, or doing shit like we were doing when we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
I'm with you all the goddamn time. We don't got no kids, you know? Like, I wake up, your ass is there. I go out, we gonna go out, you know, I'm gonna bust a mission in the morning. We go together, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff like that. Okay, so like...
Yeah, I'm gonna need to bust this mission alone. Like, stay your ass home.
What I mean like that is like, because I feel that you need that alone time now because now that you have kids. You know what I mean?
But
so
even
like,
I feel...
What is different between dating, like saying this is date night and then just going out?
Okay, so I feel like even when you guys are already married and you guys spend a lot of time together, I feel you still need to find a night that you're going to be going out to get dressed up. That she's going to look very cute. That you're like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if you guys are always spending time together, then there's ways that you guys can still spend time together.
People need to see your ass.
Yeah, together. Like, you know what I mean? That's to where it's like it's sexy. Like, oh, I'm taking my lady out to dinner. You know what I mean? Or like,
you want to do that though.
Or like,
you know what I'm saying? Like real shit though. That's what we doing.
I agree with what you're saying.
That's a fact.
Because
I get tired of your ass sometimes. I feel you.
No, but she. Sometimes it's, you know, like some things cause for the get up and get dressed up, you know what I mean? And then like how many times are you doing that a week? You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, is that just the dates, or is like any other like not smaller or under smaller events, but that's kind of like dates too, I feel like.
I feel like to me, I would feel like a gym date is cute.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, but you're right. That could be cute, but then it's like, oh, but then it has to be dolled up, or when she gets the sexiest, or when you put on your tie. You know what I mean? Like, not every single event calls for that. You know what I mean? Like, I could go to Prime 112, or I could go to one of these nice fancy restaurants or True Lux, and I could still wear my Dub T t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like. Well, I know it's different with females because
because I can't just throw a Dub T Dub shirt.
Yeah, or like any type. we throw in a t-shirt in there, you know, like and then we ready to go. You know, for girls it's different, but like, you know, I'm just saying, you know, that's all I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, y'all ain't even trying to get dressed up and dolled up after a while of that too. What? How many months of that? You know, your makeup start running low, then you're running out of dresses. Now you don't want to go out anymore, and it's just like, all right, then you stop doing that. That gets pushed out to the wayside. Gotcha. Now all of a sudden we stuck in like 3 different series on Netflix. So now what we really want to do is just chill and watch the Netflix shows and get back to doing that. I mean, like, come on, dog, man. I've been divorced twice. Like, Come on, man. You got to play the game. So
I feel you, man.
I definitely agree.
Free game.
I would be in the column of saying yes, though. Like I would be. Yeah, dates are important.
Dates are important, but you.
Like,
I feel like when you're in a relationship, I feel like that's important. Like how we were talking about in the last episode, that it's important to kind of establish certain things and talk about certain things.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like wouldn't that be cool? Like in a first date
for communication in a relationship.
Yeah, like if like in the first date you were to talk about, so what do you besides this constitute as a date?
Oh yeah. See. I mean, yeah. That'll be good.
And that's me talking in like.
This is something I didn't get to touch on. My bad, Kanye. I know this. I know I'm just a guest here, but
facts, big time.
But
watch the Kanye interview.
Damn, same thing. What I was saying, that these first dates are just like fucking interviews. They're the best version of ourselves. They might as well be on our Instagram highlights. We're answering these questions, walking on eggshells, making sure we answer them correctly because we already know. You know what I mean? Like. Just like some questions that some females or even males will ask. I'm trying to think of like an outlandish question I ask, like on a first date or like that. But like,
I mean, stay away from sex.
On the first date? Nah, baby, I need to know what's up. No, I'm kidding. But before the appetizers get here, I'm trying to know what's going on. What do I order after?
I'm trying to be in them guts in the bathroom, baby.
That's nasty. Them bathrooms are nasty.
Trying to go to the bathroom right now.
Why would we go to a credible place? Why would we go to a nice place? We ain't talking pre-F chains. We talking about some.
Trying to see if you about that.
Some other shit. I ain't gonna give them the plug, but
But on the first date.
Why not? What do you mean? Why not try something new that both of you guys never been to? I mean, I'm on that.
I mean, like, for fucking on the first date?
Fucking on the first date?
In the bathroom?
I don't know.
That's wild.
It depends what your speed is, lady. I know some of y'all ladies' speed, y'all don't need the date. Y'all don't even need the date. Y'all just need to come over and pull up. You know what I mean? And shout out to y'all.
We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about, like, a respectful...
I gotta relax. Look at Spitz.
First date where it's like...
Tell me if I gotta relax.
Sex is not on the plate because that's not what we doing either.
Oh, that's not on the menu?
No. To me, it's not on the first date. Like, I mean, if it happens, it happens. But it's not something that I'm gonna be, like, off, like, dinner.
What happens if it's the first date, but y'all been talking for some time? Yeah, like this is there's a lot of variables when it comes down to this. I already know, but you know what?
And there is, because there has been some times where it was just it's happened.
Remember
it's
back
happened.
in the G, you would talk to you talk to the female for 3 months. Y'all finally get alone time. Big tough. Big tough.
You're on some like I'm out, like, yeah, for sure. I feel that. So another thing that we want to talk about and kind of bring back was because last week we talked about the different Instagram accounts. Remember how we spoke on the different Instagram accounts or whatnot? And pretty much Yans told me that she thought we were talking about bank accounts. Remember how it was just like, do you want... Okay. So I wanted to clarify that it was about Instagram accounts, but shout out to my girl Yans, that queen that she is. She brought up a point that I thought was good, was about sharing bank accounts. So it would be, do we have a bank account together? These are the options. Do we have a bank account together, one bank account, or do we have two? You have yours and I have mine. Or the last option would be you have yours, I have mine, and we have one together.
It has to be the last one.
The last one, right?
Yeah, I mean, that, like, because this is not, like, I mean, Instagram and bank accounts and stuff like that is, like, two different things.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think, like, your biggest trust right there, you feel me, like, with the bank accounts, you feel me, because that's you guys' livelihood, you feel me, like, so, like, you gotta actually give with that, you know what I'm saying? There's some sort of maturity that needs to be discussed for that to be understood, you know, because... y'all need that roof over your head and you need these bills paid, and you need that financial stability, so that has to be something that is a joint in together.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I definitely feel the same way to having accounts together, right?
Yeah.
There needs to be one together and then two separate. I feel like
I agree with that.
I think that you need to have that. Yeah, and also think in a relationship, people think it is a 50-50, and that's where everybody got a little fucked up. And as far as companionship, you need to be 100 each, because then I don't need to be worrying about you cutting your slack or me slacking up. You get quit from your job or whatever like that. I need to make sure we can provide for both of us rather than just me. So that
is free game. I'm saying, like, for real.
Bum, 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 bum.
We need that message. We're gonna get the soundboard too, man. Come on, bear with us, y'all. But we need to start like a Patreon. Get a couple.
Couple dollar bills, y'all.
Some exclusive content. We're game for that. for some more content. Hold on, back to what we was talking about though. Those 3 accounts, definitely something important. You need that. I think that's true. I mean, in a good relationship and a healthy relationship, I think that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I would hope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is Jay and Beyonce now? I mean, let's take it. Do they have? What do you think? What structure they got? You think they got 2 accounts?
But them motherfuckers probably got 10.
Them motherfuckers don't even have accounts.
They just like have like.
It's Jigga, bitch.
Yeah, like we it's yeah. That's how I feel like, or that's what's going on. Because I can only imagine they possibly have accounts for all of their children.
Facts.
They probably have accounts
Trust
like
funds,
trust funds. They just have a lot of stuff going on in those accounts because it's a lot of money. But I would assume that they have a joint account. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they have an account that is just for them. They do own a house together. They, there's that joint account. But that's that would be a cool question to ask Jay-Z.
Yeah, that actually, no one probably ever asked any of both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, but also it's like a financial question. Maybe some people are
feeling,
that's probably.
Wouldn't that be something that is important for the youth to like, or people who listen to Jay-Z to kind of understand? Like they talk, rappers have talked about like building credit, building wealth. They've talked about certain.
I'm so
things.
happy about that too because school does not teach shit about that.
School has never taught me that.
Never.
Ever.
Savings, what?
Ever.
They have told you about the shoebox neither, and that's crucial too.
For real.
You had to figure that out on your own.
You had to figure all of that out on your own. There's a lot of things that they didn't teach us in school that we had to learn the hard way.
So my young hustlers out there, you need one with the 1s in, then you need the ones that have the 5 and the 10s, and you need the ones with the with the big and larger bills, the 50s and the 100s.
Keep them separate, baby.
Keep it all separate. Keep it litigated. Like we back in the old days.
I hear you.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Well, because I feel like you're gonna go into it. It was a Kanye and him getting shares because we were talking about, with the different bank accounts or whatnot, and then now we're talking into marriage and wealth and marriage, and Kanye basically got shares for all these like Apple, Amazon, Disney, and he got Adidas. Yeah. He got like different shares, and he gave them to Kim, and that's wild because in some that's
love because I feel like that's also
real love right there.
And that's probably hopefully Kanye was exercising the giving without wanting to get back or wanting to get back or anything like that.
It's his wife, so yeah.
So it's his wife, and just like your win is my win, and that's kind of like their relationship. And if they're doing that, I mean, they're gonna have you already know they've been making babies left and right. So they just had their fourth one. They just had their fourth one. So I'm pretty sure Kanye's very happy, and I'm just happy to see that that relationship seems like to be very strong. Yeah. I mean, we talked about last episode, like these relationships that we kind of don't know of, or they might be fake. Well, that's probably just a rumor, what relationship, but still, they always think the celebrity relationship, they never last and all that dumb shit, Yeah.
I wanted to touch up on a couple of projects that are dropping. Cash Doll is dropping a project on, she dropped a project yesterday.
She's going to be at Summer Jam too, right?
She was at Summer Jam.
She was.
Yeah, so was Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion, she's changing her diet, so she's trying to get more into like a carbon footprint and like paying attention to what's going on.
She's still gonna be thick. Is my question.
Is in the what's still going on in the community, and
thick.
She's just she wants to be more conscious of what she's doing. And it's funny because someone said y'all thought that hot girl summer was going to be hoeing and going to the clubs, but it actually is putting your gloves on so you can start planting trees and shit.
Damn.
Because you're gonna be hot and it's summertime, it's outside, and she was like, yeah, she's trying to like set things up to where like they're gonna be planting like trees and like probably cleaning up some places and just like doing stuff for the community, and I thought that was really great of her.
That's awesome. Yeah, it kind of makes sense because like isn't Texas a big agriculture state?
I would assume.
Yes.
For her, what happened was that a fan told her like, yo, why don't you this, and she was just like, all right, cool.
I love that.
Yeah, she's a very smart girl. I mean, she's in school right now, so shout out to her. Cardi dropped Pressed. It's a pretty cool song.
Press. Cardi don't need more press. That shit sound hard. I was looking at the writer credits. I hope Offset got some shit off on that one but other than that, like I thought it was a pretty good song.
So I wanted to close out the episode. Did you want to say anything before? Because I wanted to talk about the documentary that I've been watching on Netflix, which is by Ava DuVernay, and it's called When They See Us, What happened?
Isn't this one the one that got you shook to not want to go to Times Square?
Okay, so let me. Okay, so it's he's saying that because
I'm going ahead of myself, but you called me out. Sorry.
I know I did, but that's because you're just like smirking on the side, and I'm just like I'm talking about something very serious
that's why
right
we need
now.
more distance. I'm gonna smirk here. We're gonna do my giggles, and you know, like, what's up? What's going on?
But okay, so the reason why he was smirking, I'll say this backstory before. So this is about the Central Park incident that happened in 1989 in New York. And so for me, we're going to New York. We're in New York, and so damn it, Javier, put it on silent. We're going to New York, and I wanted to go to Central Park.
I don't know how this works.
Stop.
Look at minute 2
Oh
in this
my
podcast.
God.
Want to talk about professionalism?
I wanted to be so serious when I talked about this.
I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
really off base right now.
I gotta. We ain't gonna be on the show next week, Spitz. The moments like this.
Facts. We're kicked
I
off.
told you, bro. We need to stop this shit.
We're kicked off.
It's our show.
Okay, so we're in New York. So I really wanted to go to Central Park, and then I watched this series, this docu-series, and then it had me shook because of what happens. Not necessarily what happens at the park, because so basically when they see us is a story. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
You haven't either. You guys
No,
haven't. You guys haven't seen it or anything like that. So basically, when they see us is a story that they did on Netflix. It's a docu-series, and it's pretty much of these 4 African American kids and one Hispanic kid. And pretty much what happens is that they're like they all go, they're like in New York, and they all go to Central Park, and they're literally just running in Central Park and being boys. You know, like it's probably, you know, a nighttime and stuff like that, but they're just boys, and they're just going and they're running, and then it's a lot of them, and then out of nowhere the cops just come and like basically like are chasing them, and are one of them gets hit with the helmet, and there's just so many different things that is going on, right? So this is all happening during them going through Central Park or whatnot, and then they get stopped by the police, and then I guess some of them get away. What ends up happening is that a woman, she ends up saying, because a woman ends up getting raped and put in in mud or something like that same night that the kids are like doing all of those things. So what she ends up doing is that she's just like, I want you guys to get all of the black kids, or any of them that fits the profile of what it is that we're looking for. And so they basically just went out and looked for kids that they thought would have been in the park, or that they knew were in the park, and because they got them because they were in there, and they basically like took them down. But their parents weren't there. They didn't check IDs. They didn't see how old they really were. They just said, "What's your name? Okay,
You're coming with us.
You fit the profile. You're on the list. Come with us." And so basically they take these kids into an interrogation room, and they don't have lawyers. Their parents, some of them aren't even there. One of the boys' parents ends up showing up there, and he was a Hispanic kid. And I can of course I can relate to that, being a Hispanic woman and knowing that there's people in your family that don't know English. So what ends up happening is that they have the grandma in the room with the kid, and she's speaking, she only speaks Spanish. And so they're telling her like, oh, you know, like you can leave the room now, like we're gonna be alone with him, you know, and it's okay, and like they're telling her like it's okay. So she ends up leaving, and as soon as what ends up happening is that they're all the word that they use is the coerced.
Right.
So they literally like you see the abuse that they put these kids through. These kids are like 14 years old, under 14 years old.
And this was back in, you know, April 1989. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 30 years ago.
So this is 30 years ago. And perfect poetry, you know, because it's 30,
shout out
our,
to
our host here, you know, the 89 babies. This sounds very interesting. I want to check this out. How long is the doc? How long, or is it a docu-series, or like it has
it's
episodes?
4 episodes.
4 episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. So they got like false accusations. It's just they even called them the Park Central 5 because it was 5 boys.
Yeah, Central Park 5.
Central Park 5. Excuse me. So
and they called because they were wildin'. I'm pretty sure, was it wildin'?
Well, like they were like basically doing like regular mischief is what they were saying.
Yeah,
Like, they were like throwing rocks allegedly, in the park, and then like how you were saying, they just said, hey, let's picking up those.
Yeah,
kids,
like you fit the profile. Let me
me go.
Let me take you.
There was a woman who I guess was raped, and she was a jogger. So I guess
and what happens is that
the
the officer or what the lady who's like in charge of, I guess, like the case or whatnot, with her, it's just like, do you know how many rapes have happened this year and this and that? And there's like, not on my watch. One of those boys had something to do with it, and like called them animals and was just very disrespectful. And it just it takes you into a mind of how it ties into the title. Like when they see us, this is what they see. They see us as animals. They prejudge us based off of our skin tone. And they treat the kids like. They don't give them a right to a lawyer. They beat the shit out of these kids in the room. Their parents weren't present. When the parents were there, they were telling them to leave the room. They told one of the boys' dads, like, oh my God, like my head is hurting, because it was just so insane, like everything that happened. But you have to see this, because you have to see like how it is. And what's sad is that this happened 30 years ago, but this is still happening right now.
Thank you.
And so for me to see that, it just breaks my heart. And the storytelling is just it's just beautiful. She did an amazing, she did an amazing job. And the feedback that I've seen on Twitter, like, a lot of my friends that are Black, some of them say that they can't watch it because of their anxiety. Some people feel triggered when they watch it. Some people...
That's probably why I won't watch it.
Being real.
No, because like...
I'm laughing how you said it.
No, because like I don't watch movies like that. I don't watch no movie where like my people are getting like, treated like that. Because like, it triggers, like... anger and shit like that. I really feel like I think those movies are there, but it's for like like you or people of not of people of color, because like
well, I think maybe there's some probably there's younger generations that don't know of what happened.
I mean, yeah, I think you should probably like you should read up on it, but to see it, I'm just saying like, yo, when you see that,
I understand how you...
When you see that as being like, that's your people, you feel me? That's like your brother getting his ass whooped and you can't do nothing. You get me what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. So it triggers you for anger, you know what I'm saying? And it leads, like, I've been there before, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
it triggers all of it.
I mean, for me, like, it triggered me, like, to see that, because to me, like, okay, yeah, there was a Hispanic kid, but that, like, it triggered me in a way that it's just like, why are they treating just people like this?
Right.
Like, they're kids. Like, it's just the injustice. Like, it triggers me. It makes me upset. It makes me angry. It shows me the system that I already know is like this. And so something that people were saying is just like, stop. Sorry. It's like, no, it's because it was somebody tweeted this, and because I don't want it to be like mistaken for something else, but it was like somebody tweeted
don't
this.
Quote her, y'all.
Yeah, so I didn't. Yeah, it was on
I
Twitter. It was somebody's tweet, and basically what they said was just like, oh, stop asking Black people if they seen when they see us, and ask white people. And I thought that was very powerful, because there's something that
that's what I really meant.
Yeah, because that's why I said that, because I get that. Yeah, I get that, because for me as a Hispanic woman to have watched it and I felt triggered, I could just only imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine how, because I have friends that are Black that they have sons, how they would feel, who have brothers, who have, like, I have a Hispanic brother. So for me, seeing the Hispanic guy and how he got treated, and how the grandma and the dad and because they go into like what all the families went through. But yeah, I just wanted to say that you should watch it if you feel that it's something that you can take, that you can watch. I honestly, like, when there was parts that I just wouldn't. I would look away. I don't know, like, I paused it.
You want to talk about Disney World? Okay.
Shout out to Disney World.
No, I wanted to mention, actually, because this reminded me of a series that I watched on HBO. It's actually pretty good. It's called The Night Of, and it's basically a little bit of injustice. But it was for basically like a young Indian man, and he was basically like a cab driver, and basically, like, it got mixed out of proportion, and some shit happened, and he was having to do some jail time, and just seeing the injustice to him surviving just jail, and like him just, he didn't end up doing the stint because, you know, he ended up coming up as innocent, but just the storytelling of him just even coming into jail and how that, like, and he didn't even do the crime. I mean, he was there for about 5 months, and how that has completely shifted him as a person, and, you know, and that was just all of some misjustice bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's why you wanted to do criminal justice, no?
Yeah, because...
Back when I wanted to be a young scholar myself. And
I did. You
damn kids need to put the reefer down and stop it with the
Stay
violence.
off the
weed. Duh. I'm having a very bad day. That was me on Saturday.
My brother Ramani Jones.
My brother Spence is here. I want to talk to him. My brother Ramani Jones. I want to speak to him. I was on Saturday. We were talking about how good the episode was. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not having a good day.
But yeah, so I just felt like one of the things.
Sorry, Clay. I'm so sorry. They're throwing you out when they just done with you. Oh, New York Knicks, man, never change, man. Keep on being shitty.
But yeah, I'm just very happy that a woman was the one who was in charge of telling this story. So shout out to her for that, because she did an amazing job in telling the stories. And yeah, I feel like that's awesome. I liked it because Meek tweeted about this, and this is the last thing I'll say about it. Meek tweeted about it, and for me, what that showed me was that he felt like there was a story, like his story was being represented in something because of what he's been through. True. So, you know, like he was very imagine him watching something like that.
Wow. And shout out to Meek for being an advocate for, you know, like just change. So, you know, shout out to him.
And how bullshit that 13th Amendment is.
Yeah. Big facts. 13th Amendment ain't shit.
Fuck out of here, the 13th Amendment. There's not even 13th floor. Snowed down on 13th floor. I've never been on a 13th floor.
Well, we have come to a close.
was that too woke?
I'm saying that's a hell of a way to
that's a way. I mean, after that, what am I gonna say?
All right, the Aladdin movie. Our movie reviews.
See, I haven't seen that shit.
I haven't seen it either, but it's fucking trash. No I'm kidding. Because Robin isn't in it either. Robin Williams isn't in this one either. See, I see what y'all want
I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning into this week's episode. If you are listening to us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is that you listen to us, thank you so very much. If you're watching us on YouTube, I see you.
And made it this far.
Yes, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell on the side. That way you get notified each and every single time that we drop a new song, a new podcast, and a new episode. I think new video.
New video.
You guys like being Diddy right now is the funniest thing, right?
I was ready to do like
and then you can also always check out our website, which is wtwrecords.com. You make sure that you check out Spitz's project La Vita e Bella,
that is beautiful.
As well as Purple Label by Hav and Laid Back Sosa, and House of Jones, which is Hav Spitz and Laid Back Sosa. Make sure that you guys check. This is June, so welcome to June. This is, what is it, Laid Back June?
Laid Back
so it's
June
gonna be
2.
Yes, it's the 2. So it's the 2nd June that we've been doing this. So make sure that you check out a song that we drop every single Saturday.
Facts.
Happy birthday to myself.
Happy birthday to you,
Happy
Queen.
Birthday to the Queen here.
Audi
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to take it there. I got so excited.
This is your girl, Audi 3000. We're having Spins in the building. This is episode 71 of the Ambition Hour podcast, and we are out.
We for sure not coming back on the next episode.
She's like, get the fuck out.
No, this was so much fun.
Macarena.